Welcome back to the show, everybody. We have a great one for you today. We are going to talk about the fallout from the GameStop news and what it may mean for all of us in crypto and what it may mean for people in the conventional stock market even. We're going to talk about some massive news from Ripple and taking a deeper position in SBI and Money Tap. And then we're also going to get into some really incredible comments from the CEO from Visa payment giant, who talks about adding a digital currency to the list of 160 other currencies on their payment network. What might that be? Let's roll that beautiful intro.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradley above at the top of the screen and everything that we're talking about here today. Let's go ahead and get into this morning. Look at what's number one this morning. It's Wall Street Bets. That's right. Coming in at $483 a token. Wall Street Bets is now on CoinMarketCap. You know what? They're making noise. And as you can see in the last 7 days, it's gone parabolic here. Look, I'm not touching it. None of what I say is financial advice anyway, and you all know that. But let's just take a look at the market here and talk about this. The market collectively is over $1 trillion, and I love seeing that because it is a force to be reckoned with. There's no question. Bitcoin coming in at 37,392.66. It's up 15.47% on the 7-day and 18% on the 24-hour, if you can see that. So that's pretty interesting right there. And Ethereum, everything's going green this morning, and I think it's based largely on the news of Wall Street Bets and GameStop. We're going to get into that in just a second, so bear with me. And it is important that we get into that and understand the implications and the fallout of that. So, all right, so Ethereum coming in at 1403, and it is up 16.95%, almost 17% on a 7-day. And XRP at the number 5 spot, courtesy of the SEC's dereliction of duty, is coming in at 28 cents. It's up 3.42% on a 7-day and 8.62% on the 24-hour. Let's go ahead and get into the news this morning very quickly. Thought this agreement, the three companies agreed to jointly promote the development of custodial solutions and provide custodial services for all digital assets, including virtual assets. BitGo has come together with Shinhan Bank and a custodial service, and they are working together to promote solutions for digital assets for custody. So exciting stuff there. I just didn't want to oversweep it and not share that. According to market data provider CryptoQuant, stablecoins holdings on global crypto exchanges broke a new all-time high on January 28th, surpassing $4.7 billion. Now, this is where it leans back into me talking about the on and off ramps and the federal lawsuit with Tether and its $1.4 trillion. It is a huge problem that is anything but over, and I believe that we should keep a very close eye on what goes on here. We do in recent news. We just saw that Circle, Jeremy Allaire, and the USD coin had just joined together and is now hooked up API link to automated clearinghouse, ACH payment services. That is banks all over the world right there. So there are changes coming to the stablecoin on and off ramps. I encourage you to pay very close attention to that because I think a unified regulatory framework is going to come with it. Glenn Hutchins, said that Bitcoin leaves a permanent, unaltered record, hence why almost all criminals using it are caught. It is fundamentally wrong to say that Bitcoin is mostly used for crime. I agree with this, and I'll tell you something. Glenn Hutchins was obviously one of the people that were speaking and participating at the World Economic Forum. That's where this came from here. And, I have to say, there was a case years ago that was really a tell-all about Bitcoin and the fact that you do not want to commit illicit activity using that as your medium, because there was a case where the FBI was investigating some bad actors, and a couple of the FBI agents actually decided to defraud the bad actors and blame it on them and try to get away with keeping the money. keeping the Bitcoin. But, because of exactly what Glenn Hutchins talks about an unaltered record, thank goodness they were able to catch those FBI agents that tried to go rogue. So it is not the best option to use digital assets broadly. So looking at this news, this is fantastic, and it comes from Cryptic Poet. Guys, I think he has a Patreon if you wish to support Cryptic Poet. SBI just announced a notice of completion of investment in MoneyTap by Ripple. Fantastic. Again, SBI over in Japan, whether we're a U.S. company or not, this is a global asset. This is a global effort, and they are continuing to deepen their relationship and their partnership to get this tech moved forward. And I tell you something, regardless of the SEC lawsuit, this is coming out. This is all going to come out in the wash. And what a moment it'll be when we can no longer have to sit and talk about or wait for the decision to come down. I believe whether they call it a security or not, they will not deem it something that harms its full-scale intended use. Now, that doesn't mean it won't change whether a retail investor can get it from now that point on. That may change, right? That part may change. But I think that's all a part of the early bird gets the worm. We will keep an eye on that as well. MoneyTap, which is powered by RippleNet, is expected to connect to 20 banking institutions by the end of 2021. So you can see how important this relationship is and why they're deepening their relationship with SBI and MoneyTap, right? 3 more banks are expected to come on board by the end of February, and that's because they plan on using it. So it's exciting. And if it couldn't get even better, it does. The CEO of payments giant Visa has stated that the firm wants to work with wallets and exchanges on handling crypto in order to make its own card solutions interoperable with digital tokens. Now, listen, the fact that we know that Visa has been working on many, many different solutions when it comes to digital assets and how they can use them, how can it affect their business back end in the best way. And this is exciting. I mean, this is a major payments giant telling you that they're all about getting this going. So it gets even better, though. Visa CEO says, it goes on to say, right, in emerging payments, innovation that has potential to be used for global commerce. Listen to this, because he says it right here. It's in this article right at the bottom here. And you'll have to forgive me if I mess up on a tab or two. I have Pepper the Cat, a.k.a. Bobo, sitting right in front of me, blocking the screen. But I'm going to try to read the rest of this. It goes without saying, says the CEO of Visa, to the extent specific digital currency becomes a recognized means of exchange, there is no reason why we cannot add it to our network. You hearing this? This is the CEO of Visa Payment Giant, and saying that they can easily bring it into our network, which already supports over 160 currencies. Oh boy, you guys know? And let me ask you a question: do you guys know of a token that could be used as a means of exchange? I'm struggling to come up with something. What is it called? Yeah, XRP. That's what it's called. Yeah. So this really leans in heavily here to where we're actually going today. So the U.S. Congress plans hearings for the GameStop market pumps. It says the government dogs always want to step in and mess things up. Shout out to XRP Crypto Wolf. I'm not going to read that. You can, but I'm not. And look, let's talk about this for a second. So just to recap really quickly. So some regular retail investors belong to WallStreetBets on a social platform. They all found out that hedge funds were shorting GameStop, right? And it was going to expire in a day or two. And they went in and they bought the daylights out of it, right? And that's what happened. This is nothing any different, honestly, than what hedge funds have been doing every day, all day long, to all of us. That's that. But because the retail investor did it to them, they're not happy. And now U.S. Congress plans hearings on GameStop market pumps. Yeah, while Congress is planning multiple hearings, it is less clear what financial regulators might do. Oh, yeah, less clear. In other words, there's some action needs to be taken here. Yeah, we don't worry about the hedge funds manipulating the market in such a way because it's exactly what they were doing by shorting GameStop anyway, right? Let's just pick it up from the point that the retail investor won and how we need to stop that part. Yeah. This is why I don't subscribe to a side politically, here in the U.S. domestically, and why I stay broadly away from politics is because this is as fine an example as you could ever find how right now, currently, and this is just an example, and I'm not making it because I'm a conservative or what have you. I'm making this observation so you understand it doesn't matter what side's in. They're going to side with them and not you, okay? And right now, you have the entire left has control of everything, and they're siding with Wall Street, not Main Street, Wall Street. Don't believe that. It's still true. So at the end of the day, what we're looking at here is could the Reddit's GameStop run be a boon for crypto? And this is from Bond Crypt. Some experts have suggested that the situation could be beneficial to cryptocurrency trading. Surging prices prompted the stock trading app Robinhood to halt transactions. Well, that seemed a little funny on its face too. And that's why there's a couple lawsuits against Robinhood right now trying to get answers as to what actually drove them to stop halting or trading for retail investors. This is unacceptable from Michael Val 5 Links. We now need to know more about Robinhood's app decision to block retail investors from purchasing stock while hedge funds are freely able to trade the stock as they see fit. Well said, Michael Val 5 Links. Hundreds of thousands watch as AOC takes the Robinhood on Twitch. The Congresswoman from New York was joined by Reddit co-founder Ahanian, I believe it is, and other guests for a conversation about wealth and power. Let me tell you something. You saw wealth and power flex yesterday, and it was Wall Street. And I tell you something, it's very, very disappointing because this is true also. No one is playing by the rules. That's what you need to know. And financial analyst Mr. Whale reported on January 28th that Google removed as many as 120,000 negative reviews of Robinhood, pushing the app's rating from 1 star to about 4 stars. Now that is that's everything working in tandem, isn't it? That's the social media platforms, giants working together to make sure. I tell you what, seems like somebody doing a scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, right? At the end of the day, this is what it really means. And CZ Binance really put it down here on the table. And this is what it really means. One, I think we have a couple narratives. You're going to see Wall Street pushing traders to crypto because they're really getting upset about this. And this event that took place is not going away. And it's not going away because Congress is having hearings about it and all of this market manipulation. Oh, yeah, it's bad when we're able to move the needle, but it isn't when Wall Street does, right? At the end of the day, you may see a larger argument besides just the push for people to move into crypto. You may see a larger narrative come out of this where now we have to talk about tokenizing the stock market and NASDAQ, and this conversation becomes greater about getting everybody on a payment network or a protocol that they can build the private network on top of, and we can tokenize all of these things, and we can much better keep an eye on what's going on in the market, whether it's a retail bad actor or whether it's somebody from Wall Street. One thing I do know is that this is not a good scenario, and it's not the way it should end. And I don't think that it is, and I don't think it's just posturing to have congressional hearings. I really do believe that we're going to see something larger shake out of this because it shows a vulnerability at the very least. And regardless of the fact that hedge funds have been doing it forever, and I know that they have, I'm just telling you from the powers to be side of the fence, I think there is more to come on this, and this story has just begun. It hasn't ended. That's going to do it for me. Hit the like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Ripple deepens their relationship with MoneyTap and SBI. Visa's CEO is talking about adding a digital currency that proves itself to be a medium of exchange and pair it to the 160 currencies on their network. What do you think that could be? Well, I tell you what, we get the SEC decision we need to have, and I think it could be XRP. Make sure you check out all the links in the description box and the comment section for anything that you may want or need. They are products and services I use each and every day. And by the way, they are vetted links. Make sure you know that. They are trusted, vetted links. And check out iTrust Capital if you haven't for an amazing crypto IRA product. It is the best in the business. And if you need any tax help, reach out to Clinton Donnelly. All those links are in the description box and the comment section. I'll catch all of you on the next one.